Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Ultimate Fan Chat, and today we are going to be talking about Gökhan Saki versus Khalil Rountree Jr. And my name is Chris.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Peter.
Man, there's always such a delay with that. We've got to figure something out. All right, so for this first fight, I'll start off with giving my very brief opinion on this because I don't know too much about either guy. I've only seen Saki fight once, and that was in MMA, and I know he's got a pretty big kickboxing background. And I've seen Rountree fight, I think, once as well, so I haven't really seen much of him. But I'll just give my opinion on Saki. When I saw him fight, it seemed as though, I assume he's been out of fighting for a little bit because he just gassed really, really quick. It seemed as though if he, because that fight went for one round, and he KO'd. Okay, I need to check who he KO'd because the guy
Enrique Silva or something like that.
Yeah, Enrique da Silva.
Something like that. Yeah, that's it.
So KO'd him, got a performance of the night with it. But yeah, that performance was pretty. I don't know. He gassed really quick, and if he went to that second round, I reckon he probably would have been done. So that's my only take on him. He just doesn't seem like he's got a great deal in the chamber. And,
I don't know if that's like he was out for a while. He hadn't kickboxed in a while, but I think it's just the lack of MMA experience. I mean, he's got almost 100 kickboxing fights, 83 wins out of I think 96 fights, something like that. About 59 KOs, 60 KOs. I think it's just a different sport. It's not something he's used to. He's probably been training for this fight, not this fight, but for his MMA career for probably the last year or two. Again, extremely inexperienced in terms of the grappling. It just doesn't have that muscle memory. I think in this fight, probably pacing himself will be key. Khalil Rountree Jr. is not. A guy that's going to trouble Saki is a guy that's very grappling orientated, and that's not what Khalil Rountree Jr. is about. He's very athletic and he's very strong, but he's not very polished in any area really. But if he did have one strength, it'd be the stand-up. I think as long as Saki's sort of patient and times himself well, doesn't sort of have too high an output too early, I think he'll get a comfortable victory. That being said, for Khalil Rountree Jr., implementing a full MMA game is something that I think he needs to do. Now, he might not necessarily be able to take Saki down, or if he does get him down, he might not be able to keep him down, but creating that doubt in Saki's head and making him sort of gun-shy and then enabling Rountree Jr. to land his own combinations is key for him.
I completely agree with Peter, especially talking back about cardio and the world of kickboxing. So I sparred with a couple of kickboxers at our gym, and something that they noticed very different is a 3-minute round to a 5-minute round, and especially when grappling is involved, because in the clinch, in kickboxing, we just stop and move back. But in MMA, you grapple, you hug each other, you push each other, you try to take each other down, and that's all very exhausting and something he's not familiar with. So he's going to compensate with using strength, explosiveness to get out of these situations and get his range. So he'll get tired faster. And I'm in complete agreement with Peter. For someone to beat Saki, you're going to need an exhausting grappling-oriented game. So a wrestler would be his kryptonite. And Rountree is not a wrestler. He's also doesn't have great cardio because in his last match, he completely gassed at the end of round 1. So as long as Saki pretty much fights someone where his gas tank is going to be fine in that sense, and they're not really grappling, then they're going to be playing a kickboxing game where Saki will shine. And that's where he's a cut above the rest. Like we might have K1 champions in Mark Hunt or Asta Overeem, but they're not the same people they once were when they won that championship. So Saki by far will have the best kickboxing in MMA right now. So I personally think that this fight is a huge mismatch. Because to beat Saki, going back to what Peter said, you either need good MMA cardio and work out your MMA game, or an exhausting grappling game in a sense. And Rountree is none of that.
The thing is that then... Sorry, go on, Dan. Go on. No, continue.
I was looking at the odds, and Saki is going for $1.73 to Rountree $2.30. So if you put $1 on Saki, you get you get back a
70
dollar
cents back.
70.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
profit
And
70
the same
cents on
thing
that
for
one. Then,
Rountree.
yeah.
So I think that's a really, really good bet, and I'm seriously keen on putting $100 on Saki. I seriously think it's going to happen.
Do it.
I think
Just
Saki
do
is
it.
going to destroy the show.
Why are you saying you're keen on
The
doing
thing
it? Why
is,
don't you
though,
just put the $100 on him? Just do it right now while we're all talking.
My
just quickly on what.
my issue is Saki. He gassed out bad. And this guy gassed out bad. So you never know what could happen.
Just quickly, like I think Saki gassed out in that first fight from beating Henrique da Silva up. You know, if he's just, I think he thought he was going to come in and blast him out straight away. If he's a bit more patient, I mean, unless Rountree Jr. implements an MMA game where he makes Saki worry about the takedowns, if it's just a straight kickboxing fight, he's going to leave. He'll be finished. There's no way around it. He'll be finished. That being said, I don't think a Rountree Jr. victory is totally impossible. If it was a kickboxing fight, obviously a different story, but it's an MMA fight. Anything can happen. The little gloves, Rountree Jr. is very strong. He's very fast. He will land on Saki at some stage in the fight. It just depends how well he lands and what offense Saki is outputting. I think if he's like I say, if he's patient, I think he just needs to be patient in this fight. Rountree Jr. needs to implement the grappling. Like as you were saying, Dan, Rountree Jr.'s cardio is suspect as well. It's a fight for Saki to win and look good. It's a bit more of a test than his last fight, but they're doing the smart thing. They're moving him forward in increments. Gökhan Saki is a name. He brings a big European fan base. Brings a Middle Eastern fan base. You don't want him losing just yet. You know, I don't think he's ever going to be in the top echelon of fighters in the UFC. But if they move him along slowly, give him smart fights, get him in the top 10, get him some big fights, you know. Who knows? He might be able to headline an event in Turkey or in the Netherlands or whatever. There's lots of money to be made with Gökhan Saki. So these are the fights he needs. Winnable fights, but fights where there is, you know, it's not clear-cut victory, but they're very winnable.
Also,
I completely agree with you.
Sorry.
Just going back to what Peter was saying. Just going back with what Peter's saying, Rountree doesn't have the gas tank to win a decisive decision, and if he's gonna win, it's gonna be by flash knockout if he lands and how he lands. But you know, Saki being his patience because he just is a much better striker. Really, that's pretty much it. So he's gonna light the guy up as long as he doesn't get flash knocked out.
Right.
Go
That's fair.
back to what you were saying, Chris.
I'm just going through his kickboxing record because, as I previously said, I don't know a great deal about this dude. So he's the guy that broke Tyrone Spong's leg. Because I heard about that years ago, and I heard about Spong's leg getting broken in half, Anderson Silva style. So he's the guy that did it.
It was a leg check, wasn't it? Did he check it? I think, and it broke. Yeah. That's why Tyrone Spong stopped kickboxing. He's gone into boxing.
Do you blame him?
His legs are fucked.
Jeez, that's crazy.
No.
And also going through a little bit further down, so Overeem beat him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
there's a big size difference there. Gökhan Saki is not a big heavyweight.
Okay. Yeah, because you go further down and he beat Melvin Manhoff, who I know he's pretty decent when it comes to kickboxing, but Melvin's pretty small as well. He's a short middleweight.
Yeah. Again, those kickboxing fights, as Dan likes to say, most of them occurred in Japan, and Dan knows what goes on in Japan.
Dan, what goes on in Japan?
Uberim.
The Uberim.
That Uberim. All right. Well, that's really all. I don't have a great deal more to say about these two. So, do you guys have anything more?
No, just what I've said. But
all right, so we'll move on to predictions. Exactly.
Saki by KO.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're going for Mr. Goku.
Saki round 1 TKO.
Ooh, round 1. Ooh, I was thinking round 2 and 3.
You know what?
Round 1.
I reckon you're both wrong, and I'm saying Rountree. I'm saying Rountree is going to be able to. He's going to be able to survive the first round of Saki. Saki's he's gonna do what he did against Henrique da Silva.
Mm-hmm. He's
going to slow down. By the time he gets to the second round, I reckon Rountree is going to just... because he's got a lot more experience. He's got more experience in MMA, obviously not in kickboxing. In MMA, he's got more experience. So I reckon he's gonna have a better gas tank by the time he gets to round 2, and take him down. And he's gonna give him those fists, give him those hands. So that's my prediction, just because I want to be different to you guys, and I don't have any knowledge on either of these guys.
Sure.
But yeah. So if I'm right, geez, I'm pretty awesome.
Just going back, let's say I'm a light heavyweight. I somehow put 50 kilos.
Okay, Reem.
If I was to fight Gökhan Saki, all I would do is be Khabib, in the sense that I'd just be shooting for takedowns every single day. I wouldn't even throw a punch. I'd just be like going for singles every single time.
I'm diving for the single leg from about 5 meters away, just non-stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Just keep that. Hey, that's the whole training camp. Just dive. That's it.
I'd be like Vader against Rumble.
So was he that much of just an absolute madman in kickboxing?
Yeah, the guy's a gun.
He is very, 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 very good.
Like powerful or technical or both?
Both.
Oh.
That's why he's the Turkish Tyson.
The Turkish Tyson. Oh boy.
The Turkish Tyson.
That's
YouTube some Gökhan Saki highlights.
I should do that. Shouldn't I? I just realized, because I've got the I pulled up some stats and put them into a bit of a graphic, and I didn't put any of Gökhan Saki's kickboxing record.
I'm pretty certain he's 83-12 with a no contest in there.
Okay, fair enough. And Rountree's 7-2 in MMA, and Gökhan Saki with 1 win, 1 loss. Okay, so I believe that's it for this one.
Mhm.
All right. But we don't. Are we going to continue on with our closing, Dan, or are we going to think of something cooler?
Let's move on to the next fight. To our listeners, we're putting up the next fight in another video, just for you guys to have in a small bits by bit.
Okay. Well, this has been 12 minutes, so it's smaller than any of the other ones we've done. All right. So peace out to all our homies.
Thank you.